A sudden flash of fire rips through the clouds. High-altitude aluminum shears apart, and gravity takes hold. It is January 17, 1966. High above the Spanish coastline, an American B-52 bomber is maintaining its cruising altitude. The bomber approaches a KC-135 tanker aircraft to connect with its extended refueling boom. But as the two massive planes maneuver to align at high speed, they collide. The impact instantly destroys both aircraft. Amidst the burning fuselage and raining debris, 4 heavy steel cylinders break loose from the bomber's shattered bays and drop into a freefall toward the Spanish countryside. These falling cylinders are live hydrogen bombs, each engineered with a destructive yield massively eclipsing the weapon dropped on Hiroshima. The wreckage and the descending payload slam into the earth at terminal velocity, striking the rural farming village of Palomares. 2 of the bombs hit the dirt with such force that their outer casings rupture. The conventional explosives inside detonate, scattering highly radioactive plutonium dust across the local tomato fields and residential streets. American recovery crews arrive on the scene quickly. Sifting through the smoldering fields, they locate a third bomb, bruised by the impact but relatively intact. But as commanders inventory the recovered hardware, they realize the 4th hydrogen bomb has completely vanished. The Pentagon immediately activates an emergency protocol known as a broken arrow, the official military designation for an accidental event involving a lost live nuclear weapon. It is the height of Cold War paranoia. The United States has just dropped an active, city-erasing weapon onto foreign soil, and they have no idea where it is. This radar display shows the chaotic airspace in the aftermath. Command bases scrambled to review intersecting flight paths, trying to reverse engineer the trajectory of the missing bomb. But the erratic patterns provide no clear impact point, forcing a massive, uncoordinated search. Thousands of troops descend on Palomares. They flood into a quiet agricultural community, creating a sprawling military encampment among the dirt roads and stone houses. The search quickly expands to the air. Helicopters sweep low across the coastlines and farmlands, visually scanning the brush for any sign of a crater. Local residents watch as foreign troops lock down their roads, interrogate fishermen, and dig deep trenches through their family farms. The extreme measures are driven by a dual threat. There is the immediate risk that the damaged warhead could spontaneously detonate, compounded by the constant dread that Soviet intelligence might locate the weapon first. Weeks pass. Search teams meticulously grid and comb the terrain, but they find absolutely nothing. Desperation sets in. With thousands of personnel committed to the dirt, the largest search operation in recent history has hit a dead end. Then, a single tip changes the entire operation. A local Spanish fisherman comes forward to authorities. He reports looking out over the water during the day of the crash. He watched a massive object wrapped in gray parachute silk drift away from the shoreline and plunge directly into the waves. Strategy instantly shifts. The military abandons the contaminated dirt and pivots outward, casting a new search grid far over the Mediterranean Sea. A land search requires manpower. An underwater hunt requires locating a single piece of steel within a pitch-black abyss. The difficulty has shifted from the terrestrial to the nearly impossible. Beyond the shoreline, the continental shelf drops away into extreme oceanic trenches. The crushing water pressure and pitch-black conditions render traditional Navy divers entirely useless. This is one of the specialized deep-sea submersibles deployed for the search. Standard Navy divers could not survive these depths, forcing the mission to rely entirely on this new generation of pressurized hulls. The hunt is grueling. For nearly 3 months, crews operate in claustrophobic, freezing hulls, creeping blindly through the dark topography of the Mediterranean. Finally, the darkness breaks. A submersible searchlight sweeps across the sand and illuminates an unnatural metallic shape. The missing hydrogen bomb rests silently in the trench. It sits intact, wrapped tightly inside a tangled snare of its own deployment parachute. The discovery secures a vital objective. They have successfully tracked their lost weapon into the depths, removing it from the board before any adversary could salvage the technology. The Navy initiates a highly classified recovery operation, carefully winching the massive, unstable weapon up from the seafloor and safely onto a vessel. Back on land, the U.S. government launches a synchronized public relations campaign to downplay the severity of the crash and minimize reports of the radioactive contamination. It takes years for the truth to fully surface. Eventually, leaked military records and declassified operational files dismantle the official narrative. The documents expose the exact damage to the bomb casings, proving by just how thin a margin the Palomares collision avoided triggering a full-scale nuclear detonation on European soil. Today, the panic of that massive search has faded. The incident remains a quiet footnote, and most people have no idea that a live hydrogen bomb once disappeared into the sea for almost 90 days.